Hello and welcome to another watch along for the NBL from the Chris McPherson Show. Chris McPherson and Ben Dunn with you for the Showdown, the first of the year. It's grand final public holiday eve in Melbourne, and John Cain Arena is going to be lit up between the South East Melbourne Phoenix and Melbourne United. Dunny, it's week two, round two of the NBL, so getting right into it. Both these sides undefeated coming into this one. Nice of Cambo to join us after we've got
Hey.
everything set up. Just we'll come to you in a second, Nathan Campbell. But Dunny, how are you liking it so far?
Mate, it's looking pretty good. I think both teams are pretty primed for this one. You can sort of see from the warm ups, the energy, they're taking it pretty serious. Shay Illy, as they're introducing him now, looks very focused. No CG 43 is going to be interesting, but I think he's just probably trying to avoid chasing Foxwell around for 40 minutes. But we'll see how we go.
Cambo, welcome along. Nice of you to join us.
Arvo shift, boys. How are we?
Good.
Going well, mate. Going well. I'm just trying to fix the layout so the punters can actually see you. Get there in a moment. Oh, that's all we want.
Maybe got a bit more ink. Is that a new one on the back of the tricep there? Pat Bear.
Let's bring these in. There we go. That'll work.
Yeah.
That'll work. And we'll flick it up. And away we go, just in time for tip-off. We're just talking on it, Cambo. No CG43 again.
Nah, he's got the old man body this year, I reckon. But he'll be right for the right time of the season, I think.
There's a few of us that can relate to that, I think.
Be
Interesting to
see how our friend Rocks and Diamonds Milton Doyle goes. Obviously pulled up clutch last week, but wasn't clutch the entire game, but just where it mattered.
That's mate, yeah, you only need it when it matters, right?
Exactly.
Shay Ellie started the chat already in a Foxwell. I couldn't even catch that.
I was loving it. I was watching, listening to NBL Now this morning on my way down to Sydney, and they were DJ Vasiljevic was on there, and they were just sort of talking about the fact that this just doesn't have the rivalry that it used to do. And there was someone else on there, former Magic player, and they're talking about the rivalry when it was the Magic and the Tigers, and they're really putting it down to the fact that these two teams haven't come together really in a big final series yet, whereas those teams came together in championship series.
Yeah.
The Andrew Gaze. It would be something to see even a semi-final series between these two teams that went to three, wouldn't it?
Oh, mate. Melbourne is such a basketball city. Like, it'd be insane to sort of see it get back to, like, that 90s. I was, like, that's where I grew up. I was living down there. I was a huge South East Melbourne Magic fan. Loved it, the old John George. I was there when Anstey debuted, like, Sam McKinnon playing as a youngster. Like, that was my team, and I to this day, hate the Melbourne Tigers.
You can't hate Gazy though, surely.
Absolutely did. Could not stand him.
I think South East Melbourne lost a little bit of that grit, that competitive grit when they lost Mitch Creek. I think he brought a little bit of that sort of stubborn dog to him, and then now he's gone. Sobey's got a little bit of a chip on his shoulder, but he's not Melbourne.
He flops far too much, Sobey.
As he shoots a couple of free throws.
Look at that. Already playing, gesturing at the ref. Should have called the first one.
Now, boys, not to make us jealous or anything, but I don't think you've quite lived till you've seen Serbian basketball at its best, mate. That was unbelievable on the weekend.
I was going to talk to you a little bit later about this. It's very, very interesting sort of space down there at Olympic Park on the weekend. I'd love your thoughts first of all on the Serbians and the Greeks and how you think their basketball compares to the NBL at the moment.
Well, that's a tricky one because you had Partizan side had 4 to 5 imports, whereas the Greek side had Kendrick Nunn and I think maybe there was 1 or 2 others, but the Serbian side was predominantly imports. So in terms of like, I guess the locals in the side, some of the Greek boys really lit it up. But I was almost expecting a sea of green. I thought the Greek support would be the bigger support down in Sydney, but you'd be surprised how many black and white partisan fans were down there.
Yeah, right. There you go. Yeah, you would have thought so, but I suppose there's a big Serbian community around Australia, and the Serbians are right. I mean, DJ Vasiljevic, we're just talking about him, right? Like right into their basketball.
Oh, it was massive, and even just they've got a theme song. I'll share it in the chat later for you boys. Just like their pump up music, it makes you ready to go to war.
Love it.
But as for the games on the weekend, Sydney played well, and Adelaide kept pace for the most part, and then towards the back end just fell apart. Really.
Yeah, you could definitely.
So watching the it looked like they were a bit light on defence from my point of view. Like,
well, obviously you've both seen the Montrezl Harrell THC drama, which then, funnily enough, the friends Bleisenberg, who's now a free agent, the South East Melbourne Wish.com Kristaps Porzingis, as I like to call him. He joined the Adelaide side. Had some nice touches, but just not a big man.
Yeah.
And Bryce Cotton's just going to do Bryce Cotton things this year. He's a freak.
Absolutely.
There's talk they're going to try and get Derek Walton Jr. out of Israel now.
I did hear that.
That'd be wild.
See, the problem is from the weekend.
Costs money. Oh,
yeah.
No, it was still there. Foxwell's got to be better with the ball. That's done.
Isaac Humphries goes in and out of games too much. Like on the weekend, had some nice touches for Adelaide, but just too inconsistent.
Yeah, 100%. And that's been the knock on him since juniors, and that's why he never sort of cracked starting lineups at Kentucky and stuff. Like he's too passive at times. He just needs to assert himself. Like the dude's 7'1". Like he should be dominating. He's got that outside touch. Like he should be more of an Anstey style than this sort of passive dude that just sort of posts up a little bit, tries to hook you and throw up a hook shot.
Yeah. See, Zyle and Cheatham played really well too. He had a bit more of a bag than I thought he would, and just didn't get that big man support type thing.
Yeah. He's much more interested in fading away than he is going hard.
And then the Sydney Kings are just going to be one of those gritty sides. I don't think they're going to blow sides off the park, but they're going to be in every contest.
That's a well run for the inbound play there. So he just cut him straight to the basket, Illy on top. They're trying to cut off the three, and he's just got straight to the basket. Easy one there. Well, here comes Dash.
Good 3-point shooting to get started.
Yeah. Yeah, Melbourne are definitely on fire. Let's see what Dash can bring. He's definitely an athlete. He looks longer than his brother. Like I know it's NBL, so there's not as many like giants out on the court, but geez, he looks long out there.
What's your thoughts on Brown III being a leading candidate for the Defensive Player of the Year? 6 steals last game. Pretty impressive.
Yeah, he's certainly active in the passing lanes, that's for sure. And he's already got one tonight. But that was like he picked up a loose ball. Like it's going to count as a steal, but he just dove on the ground. That's that effort intensity, I guess. But I think he's definitely positioned himself very well. Oh, here we go. This is a lot more defense than I'm used to seeing in the NBL. What's going on? But the scoring's well on top of that game we watched the other night.
Yeah, I was like watching teeth get pulled, as was the Raiders game.
I kind of like that.
We ended up with a full set of gums. Oh, Chris, no point crying over spilt milk.
No, mate, that's all right. Last time it happened was the Dragons in 09, and we know what happened in 2010. So, you know, it's...
as they say in Newcastle, could be a Knights fan.
Yeah, exactly right. Life could be a lot worse, right? Life could be a lot worse. All right, I think I've somewhat got us all sorted out here. Let's take a little bit more off that.
Oh, come on, Milton. I still don't like. We're what 5 minutes, nearly 4 minutes in, because it's 10-minute quarters, isn't it? I've definitely been paying attention to that. But South East Melbourne don't actually seem to have gotten into anything yet. This looks so disjointed. Like, it's going to be interesting to sort of see what their sets actually look like, how they're sort of setting everyone up. They're just, I don't know, it looks disjointed.
It's always been the knock on Sobey, but hasn't it? Like, as in he's a scorer, but as in terms of like choosing when to be efficient, he's never really been that sort of guy.
Yeah, 100%.
So there's a lot lying on Foxwell's shoulders at the moment to sort of run the offense.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love that Cambo's just pretty much any game we're going to watch Dunny, he's just going to roll out framed jerseys behind him. Oh, geez, it's a tough life, isn't it?
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, this is what Foxwell does good. He moves the ball in transition, but they've got to go with him. If they're not going to go with him, it's pointless. Because he's not big enough to get to the basket himself, especially against someone like Dash Daniels. What's he, 6'7"?
That's a good rebound. Got offensive though.
A little bit of a flop. Yeah. He might have sold that a little bit, but come on, Lewis, you've got to be better than that.
What are your thoughts on Lewis so far, Cambo?
I don't know. Late bloomer, I hope. I mean, for a next star, I don't know. Hasn't really. And this is lit up.
I'm getting Brian Weathers vibes from him. He's the old Hunter Pirates MVP, who started very slow and didn't seem like he was cut out for the NBL, but then in the back end of the season, once he figured out the pace and the space, he just absolutely dominated. So I think he's got all the skills. He looks like a hell of a player.
He's only young, right? What is he, 20?
That's a good finish. Yeah.
I mean, we've had a few late blooming next stars, like as in the program, so like your Ryan Repair, and a few of the others they all started. They got drafted. Yeah, look at him now.
Oh, come on, Angus. Yeah.
That's a loose pass. Jeez. And a foul, Milton.
Sobey played the best. Drink. Oh, Bigerman is not happy. Walks away from the huddle. Milton taking a big sniff of the turds that they just delivered for the last 3 minutes. That's so active. Sort of leaf out of his brother. That should have been a foul. He got hit in the face. Look at that. Sobey on a passing lane. That's unheard of. Tell me this game doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, gee.
Wilson's
14-13 halfway through the first quarter. Phoenix for the lead.
I don't know if you saw, boys. Andrew Andrews of Two First Name fame has turned up for Cairns, so hopefully he can right the ship up north.
Thought they're more two dads up that sort of part of the world.
Well, we fit in nicely.
Two dads, that's a phrase I haven't heard for a little while.
Milton Doyle shooting about 3 times better than he was in game 1.
He hasn't taken many, has he?
2 from 4.
2 from 4.
Both the ones he's drained, they've been 3, so that helps.
David Barlow. I'm loving the representation of the, I think they're the Southern Sabres now, but Sandringham Sabres when I grew up, there's quite a few of them out in the court tonight, so shout out, represent the Sabres.
Going back to your roots there, Benny.
Absolutely, mate.
You see more Newcastle Falcons in the NBL. That's what we need. Is Kuwait the only one at the moment?
Yeah.
I think so.
Matt Kenyon was a Hunter Sports kid, but he never played for the Falcons. He was always a Crusader.
Can we claim Geordie Hunter just because of the last name? Hunter? I don't know.
We'll claim whoever we want.
Is that a reach?
Well, we've got Jacob Doricott on the bench for Adelaide this year, so he's a Falcons great.
Falcons great.
Well,
I'd love to know the
certainly.
list of Falcons greats. I mean, not counting the ones that played in the NBL, like Simmons and co. Butch Hayes. We talked about Butch Hayes before off air. The great Butch Hayes, Michael Jordan's rookie roommate. I still love that as a story.
Yeah, it's so good.
260 odd NBL games. What a gun, and he's still running around playing basketball in his 60s.
Yeah, and when you play against him now, he tells you to slow down and play at his level, and then absolutely cooks you because he's so fast. Crazy.
He loves it. He's an absolute just basketball nut.
And look, I'm not sure if it's actually true. You'll have to ask him next time you're commentating with him, Macca. But the rumour mill was that his daughter actually dated Damian Lillard for a while too.
Yeah, right. There you go.
We'll have to get that verified.
I feel like he'd be the sort of guy you could ask and he wouldn't actually be offended by that. Like he'd just answer it as a normal question.
Yeah. Yeah, well, the rumour started, and then like the next week he rocked into the basketball stadium head to toe in Adidas. We're like, it's real. It's real.
Maybe Butch just got sponsored for the Australian over 60s team.
Yeah, quite probably.
That was a cool story last NBL one, Dunny, when I commentated with him, was he was telling me about, because he went over to the World over 60s, I think it was, or over 50s, one of the two. And he's just telling me, because it was over in like Serbia or somewhere, he's just telling me about these Eastern European dudes, and he's like, man, they're like older than me, but they're fit as and they're jacked.
Yeah, they're all on the HGH.
Yeah, he thought it was wild, but yeah, one of the greats. What were you saying, sorry, Cambo?
I just saw on the banner, either you boys going to cop a pair of the Angel Reese ones, or apparently
look,
they give you +5 in rebounding and about -5 in baskets.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I'm about to go back to basketball for the first time since 2021 and a hip replacement. So I think my shooting will be on par with her, so I should probably get him. But
I need things that are going to help my shooting, not my rebounding. Oh, boom.
Oh, nice. How's
Walker.
the ball movement?
Game on our hands, gents.
Yeah. Well, it's competitive. Scoring is up. Oh.
Nice. Maldonado.
Damn. Good day,
there is a bit of physicality in it. They're getting on loose balls and good hustle.
Oh, boys are hitting the floor. They're into it.
Oh, El Dorado.
Come on, Angus. Oh, knew that was going to miss.
Tom Wilson just sat on DJ's head.
Is Tom Wilson the dual code? Is Tommy Wilson the one going to AFL and come back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure is.
Did he actually get a gig at the AFL?
Yeah, he did. Played a bunch of games, but yeah, then went through NBL 1 with Melbourne Tigers, and then got a shot now here with United. So yeah, good story. But he was a cracking junior, absolutely cracking junior. But one of those ones that I think went chasing the dollars in the AFL rather than playing the sport that he was really good at. Following the Dean Brogan and Hugh Greenwood sort of mould.
8 games across 5 years at Collingwood.
Sounds like a Ben Simmons stat line.
8 games, 2 goals.
8 games, 5 years, 200 million.
It's only a reward if you're not involved, Cambo. Come on.
all I've been seeing on the Ben Simmons Instagram is fishing. So I don't know if he's officially retired or coming back to the NBL or what.
Well,
they're
Chris Anstey came out and said that he doesn't. Yeah, well, Chris Anstey said that he doesn't think Ben Simmons would dominate the NBL. Mate, he would dominate this league. If he was actually fair dinkum, he would absolutely smash this league.
I think that's the asterisk, isn't it? If he was actually fair dinkum,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
Absolutely.
What about Melbourne United 6 from
He's
7
not
from
even-
outside at the moment?
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, I don't know whether Ben
South
Simmons
East still
really
hanging in
cares
there.
enough. He's got enough money, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Even with his brother being his business manager. Love you, Sean. G'day.
Ben Simmons should come and fund the Falcons' return to the NBL.
I think
Build the stadium. Build it.
I think the NBL's
Build it and they'll
proven.
come.
I think the NBL's proven of late. Like a good example is knocking back the opportunity to sign Pat Beverley. That teams won't just take blokes on reputation or clout. They'll pick on fit.
I genuinely think Simmons' best option to come back here would be to invest in a team. Like that would be the same as what like the talk with. Well, obviously, there was questions about or thoughts about Mills doing it with Cairns. How good's Josh King?
Loves it. Yeah, well, Boga got ownership with the Kings, didn't he? And now he's on the coaching staff. So
Yeah, that was part of his deal. But I think he would actually have to put his own money in. That's how he would come in, Ben Simmons.
That's what he meant. Yeah, fair. Yeah.
Yeah, because you need some sort of sign from Ben Simmons that he's actually invested, right? Like you'll make your return back over 5 years, Ben Simmons. But
the Ben Simmons Newcastle Basketball Stadium.
Be like Lauren Jackson playing a stadium named after himself.
Yeah.
What a vanity project! I built a stadium and named it after myself. Not that Lauren Jackson did that, just to be clear, but maybe Ben Simmons could. Well, I wouldn't be mad about it. If he gets us an NBL team,
right? I'd like
Danny, I'm that desperate. I'll take a WNBL team right now.
Oh, mate, at least the girls deserve it.
We're getting one of them, I think. Isn't that that's what the stadium capacity allows? So that's the license I think we can get, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the theory. Yeah, what's happened here?
They were hoping to get 10,000. They were hoping to build a 10,000 seat, but I don't think that'll happen. Not at New Lambton with the sooks around there.
It's only the bloody soccer parents. Soccer parents.
Oh, and cricket parents.
Yeah, I just
Surely
love how a basketball stadium caused the divide in the Lambton Jaffers Soccer Club.
No.
Seniors don't talk to the juniors now because the juniors come out and made a statement and said, "Nah, we don't want this stadium. Lambton Jaffers are against it." And the Lambton Jaffers seniors are like, "No, we don't care. You can have it. It doesn't affect our ground."
Yeah.
Oh.
But the juniors are the two worst pitches in the comp.
Yeah, as soon as it even thinks about raining, they're shut.
Same as Magic. Get rid of them. Pave the whole lot. Pave Paradise to build a basketball stadium.
29-24 at the quarter time break. All right, Dunny. Winners and losers. Who was your biggest winner from round one? Who's your biggest loser? Or let's come up with a better name than loser. That's not very nice. Dunce and Dunce and Ducks. Let's go with that. Let's make it. Who's the Dunce from week one?
Joey and Chandler. Which one's worse? The Dunce. I'm probably going to have to go with Perth. Obviously losing Bryce, but then what they dished up with their lack of scoring. I just didn't really sort of see much from them. We've talked this whole preseason now about how tight the comp is. But we're watching these two teams here dish up 53 points in the quarter, and both teams shooting maybe 50%. We've been end to end, they're getting their shots up. I don't know how Perth's going to compete with these sorts of teams with what we saw in that first game. In terms of winners, I don't know. There's a lot that you can sort of poke your head at. Probably South East Melbourne the first game when they absolutely torched it, set the court on fire. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot. It's still so early.
That's all right, mate. You know, I'm not asking you to lock in who's going to win the comp. I've got the Breakers as my dunce. I was a bit disappointed with them after they won the Blitz. We know it doesn't mean everything, but I thought they might have continued on with a little bit more. And then for my Ducks, I've gone a little bit different. I've gone the two imports and most notably Bryce Hamilton for Tassie. I know they lost their first game, but he was absolutely electric in the first couple of games. Just the numbers that he put up, going over there to the jungle and getting it done against, admittedly, a slightly lackluster Perth team, but nonetheless, like it's not an easy flight. It's not an easy trip, on a 2-day turnaround. So to get that done this point of the season, he's really impressed me. So I think the Breakers have got some things to answer. I know that PJC's carrying a bit of an injury, but still, Cairns had an excuse for mine with the Wardenberg injury. They didn't. So that's my Ducks and dunce, and maybe I'm a dunce because I've tried to come up with a name for that category on the fly. I'm not sure. What about you, Cambo?
Don't know. Like you said, probably the Wardenberg injury didn't help, but yeah, maybe Cairns. I was a little bit disappointed in, as in I probably because I was hoping for the best for him. A 40 team, gritty, backs against the wall, but with the point guard in Andrew Andrews turning up this week. Hopefully that turns their fortunes around a little bit. They need a bit of a break. And then
I hate to do this to you, Macca, but I've got to duck off. I'll jump back on for the second half.
Yeah, it's all right, mate. I'll fix it all up. We'll see you soon.
Roger.
My winners, Macca, I'm on board with you, the Jack Jumpers, but probably Brisbane too. Good signs from Brisbane.
Yeah. I was pretty happy with what we saw from Brisbane.
Good balance. As in, I thoroughly enjoyed the fact that Jalen Adams wasn't just dropping 40. It was a pretty balanced team performance. So some good signs up north.
Yeah, I think it would have been easy for them to just run everything through Jalen, right? But the fact that they didn't and they worked on it the way they did, it looked positive. And I think it's a building thing. Like obviously, it wasn't going to be week one that they were going to absolutely find their magic and their mojo, but it was a really good start.
Yeah, the only worrying thing with Brisbane, I did see a bit of an article come out that Freeman Liberty, there has been whispers that he may be getting homesick and looking.
We just lost you there. What's he looking? Looking to head back?
Yeah, he just gets homesick. Apparently, he's done that in a previous contract. Maybe it was like, don't quote me, but maybe when he was in Israel or whatever. But yeah, there's been whispers. Yeah, he's a bit homesick and may head back to America or whatever.
That's far from ideal if that ends up being the case. But yeah, I guess we'll just one of those things to wait and see, right? Like there's a lot of conjecture at this time of the year around imports settling in and not settling in, and
yeah, you got a few teams on the lookout too.
Yeah, you certainly do. Oh dear, that's a poorly taken free throw.
I don't have the stats in front of me, but Milton Doyle, a little bit quiet.
Yeah, he came out of the blocks hard, didn't he? But hasn't done a lot since.
Miss. Yeah, he just fades in and out, doesn't he? Just not that constant. He's not like Bryce, put it that way. I don't think anyone's like Bryce, but
yeah, I was going to say, mate, Bryce is one, maybe two of a kind in the history of the NBL players of that ability. It's Milton Doyle 3 from 5. He had 2 from 4 after 4 minutes.
3 from 5.
Three
It's
from
not
six,
a very high shot volume. 3 from 6.
No. Well, again, he had 4 shots in the first 5 minutes, 4 minutes, which means in the last 7.5, he's had 2.
Yeah.
He's obviously had a little bit of time on the pine as well in that run. Oh, that is a massive air ball.
Yeah, it wasn't ideal from Stobie there.
Oh,
This is where he's got to
basketball
pick and
line
choose
shoot, shoot.
But he's got to pick his times. I think Stobie's been a bit the last few seasons, or more so since he's left Brisbane. Just the efficiency has evaded him. He had a few stretches last year where.
So I've just lost Cambo. I'm sure he'll be back with us in a minute. I'll keep on rolling for the meantime. 30-27. United leading. Illy works it down court now. Minute 40 gone in the second. Fadeaway jumper there. Sobey couldn't go. Still United by 5. Make that United by 7 as Krebs gets a bucket. We have a timeout. South East Melbourne. We'll see if these gents rejoin me shortly. I'm sure they will. Doyle just really sucking the big ones in at the moment in the timeout. Josh King, unsurprisingly, hyper animated in their timeout. After right in at quarter time, now trailing by 7. It's been a great start to the second quarter for United. VAR ball in the house at John Cain Arena and putting on an absolute show. Really trading off his kids' names, that guy. My, oh my. Doyle trying to do the work. Finds a backball, but nothing else. Went the other way. 3-point shot for Sobey. Doesn't go. Shayley with the rebound. Keep on working here. I don't know, we got a foul on Sobey, do we? Showdown 29, 5 points in it. Yeah, the Phoenix working at it. They trail by 7. Plenty to do here. Brown gets the rebound. Doesn't get the bucket, but draws a foul.
All right, we're back after some technical difficulties.
Cambo is back after some technical difficulties. Not much has happened. Still 7 points, Cambo.
South East Melbourne just hanging in there.
I was just saying that last time out, a very animated Josh King and a very perplexed looking Milton Doyle when they're looking at the Melbourne United huddle. He just looks like he's not working out quite what's not hitting the target for him.
Yeah, the jury's still out on Walker for me. So, maybe he's not he's not someone who'll bring out the best in Milton Doyle, but we'll see.
Yeah, I think it might be a bit different once we get CG43 in there, right? Like, be interesting to see what lineup they go with. Obviously, they're probably a smaller lineup. It's fair to say overall. That's some scrappy basketball from United, and Glover ends up with it and comes away. Phoenix.
I mean, once you put CG43 in, like, as in you've got to, like, it's going to open up things everywhere. As in, you can't leave that man. You can't give him a metre of space.
No, which will open up some space for Milton, obviously, and get Jesse Edwards going. I've been impressed with Edwards so far. I like what I'm seeing from him.
Yeah, he's a big man. I was going to say before King gives me, yeah, you're right.
I was going to say, he's just another one of those imports I didn't know a lot about, but he obviously came with a bit of height, Edwards. So, and he certainly lived up to it already. I think we've been really blessed with the imports we've had so far, but yeah, we'll wait and see. South East Melbourne at the line again. This time Maldonado. What are you saying about Kingy?
It gives me Chase Buford vibes, just the way he sort of gets around his players and they all sort of respond to him. So, if everything clicks into place, they could be building something big here.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they can build. It's a high bar talking Buford. Obviously, his stint in the NBL was a shining light at the Kings.
Very successful, yes.
Daniels goes to the hoop. Sends it out to the biggest lead of the night. 8 points all of a sudden.
I was going to say, as we touched on the imports, is that it's very impressive the way the NBL's executives have been scouting and the quality that they're picking up. Like, a lot of these blokes have come through like the Euro League or wherever, but the quality and fit of the imports are just getting better every year.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, we've had a couple that obviously didn't quite hit. You're talking about Blindberg before. The fact that he was sort of, welcome to leave. And obviously we'll get our first look at probably the biggest name, a three-time NBA champion this weekend as well, with the Hawks in action for the first time in NBL action this year.
Yeah, well, that's exactly right. And then also get to see how the Trey Kell-less Hawks look without their steady presence. And then the keys of the car given to what's the young fella's name? He escapes me now. Davey?
Yes, yep. I can see his face. I'm having a mental blank too. Jesus. What is his name? Just late on a Thursday night after a big day. It's not a...
Well, no, you come off an absolutely ripping Asia Cup, but the name escapes me.
Dave Hickey. Davo Hickey.
Davo, that's it. Davo Hickey. The spark plug.
I knew Davey wasn't sitting right with me, and I was trying to figure out why. That's why, as I said, it's been a long day, viewers. So, anyway, no excuses. We'll get better. Margin back to 7 here, halfway through. And we've got Edwards at the line, the big rangy man. Can't get him there. Did he miss back-to-back free throws? Is that Hungry Jack's Burgers? What's going on?
Yeah, it depends on who's the. Usually, it's the away team. So who's the away? Who I haven't seen the fixture list. But who's the away team?
No,
This one?
Phoenix,
Surely it'd
Phoenix,
be.
Phoenix are the away team.
Yeah, so it wouldn't be Hungry Jack's.
Oh,
You'd have to
boom,
wait
open
for Phoenix to
three,
miss.
another three. Back-to-back threes, one each way. As Ben was saying, neither of these teams mucking about, getting after their shots.
Yeah, I don't.
60 shots
I
in just over a quarter and a half.
I don't mind what I'm seeing from Maldonado either.
He's looked good tonight. Yeah, I don't mind. DJ Mitchell's looked okay in the couple of looks we've had at him as well tonight. So I think they're building to something. South East Melbourne. They've got pretty good squad. Obviously, if they can get Brown firing, Maldonado coming through as the other import there. I mean, they've still got another import spot, don't they?
Yeah, well, obviously because Bleisenberg got let go, but
yeah,
I wasn't he's definitely got a unique skill set. It just obviously wasn't what South East Melbourne wanted. Really, I think had some nice touches. I think
I
he
just don't
finished with
think
around.
he's quite that.
No,
He's not quite that 4-5, is he?
Nah, he finished around with about 7 points on the weekend against Panathinaikos for Adelaide. But you can't put him in the same category, but similar build to a Kevin Durant, more like a big small forward, but not as polished. Also, did see a poll put up on the weekend. I think it was possibly by the NBL to asking, would you like to see FIBA Bryce Cotton? What do you reckon?
Yeah, well, the latest was that he said he wasn't that interested because of how much of a drama it was, and he felt like they didn't help him. So I don't know.
Yeah, but if the drums are beaten and he feels like people want him, and I think the results were like a resounding 88% of people did want to see him in a Boomers outfit. So, I mean, you got to consider whether
who's surprised by that. I'm probably surprised it's only that. I'm surprised it's only that high. What are the other 12% of people need their head ripped?
Yeah. I think there's the naturalised versus the naturalised debate, but it's not really a debate, is it?
Mate, he's spent enough time here for mine.
Mate, yeah, he's partner, and he's also got a young daughter who's obviously half Aussie. So
yeah. I mean, he's as Aussie as half the people that play for the Australian national sides in sports. Scambo again. Sort out this Wi-Fi at the Campbell residence. All the work done there, Coppins, and ended up with it again. Good fortune rather than good management. $2.40 to go till half time. Melbourne United leading by 8. Kerslovic fouled. He's going to go to the line. Doyle will check back in, so will Shaili. Ominous finish here. Opportunity for United to really put the foot on the throat. Dean Vickerman's up and about. It's one. Lead back out to 9 for 10, sorry, for United. South East Melbourne with work to do. Coppins working around, step back. Overhits it. Cambo, what's going on with the internet in your house?
Don't know. Internal issues. What that means.
Internal issues. It sounds like you got gastro, mate.
Don't put that on me. I've had a good run.
Was it Mad Monday this week, was it? No, yours would have been a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, straight out the back door. But I'm telling you, having a toddler at daycare, mate, it's just Russian roulette these days.
Yeah, true. I can only imagine. I get enough things without having one of those, mate. Always being on the road, Dad. 10-point ball game, minute 45. Melbourne United just looked a bit more polished here.
That was a bad air ball. Yeah, just that gap. I mean, it's only half time, but 10-point gap. Just you don't want to let Melbourne United get any further in front than that.
Well, see how there's Melbourne 36 shots, Melbourne 33. Melbourne shooting at 57.5%. South East Melbourne shooting at 33%. That's what you can't do.
Summed up by a big air ball from Malik Lewis just before too.
Yeah. So Cambo, obviously a big round of NBL this round, as we said. We'll get our first look at a couple of sides, or most notably Illawarra and Adelaide. So
then we lose it.
Yeah, we do lose a couple after
the
tonight.
NBA. Yeah.
Yeah. So what do we got? We've got Cairns, Brisbane tomorrow. Brisbane $1.50 favourites. So and the Bullets got off to a flyer. We were talking about that before. They'll head up to Cairns. Never easy to go up to the Taipans there.
I think one of the key matchups up there is going to be Marcus Lee. Obviously, without Wardenberg, Marcus Lee up against Tyrell Harrison, who I think he dropped around 22 points in the first game, which is great production from a local big man. So that'll be a key matchup up there.
Yeah, I really want to see a bit more production from some of the Taipans names. Obviously, there's been some money spent up in far north Queensland, and I think the Taipans fans will want to see just a little bit more effort over the next couple of games. They've got a couple of big games this weekend. So, Jack McVeigh most notably, as you said, Marcus Lee, even Rain Smith. We just need to see a bit more out of probably those three and see what Admiral Schofield can get doing as well. The man who's been named as their captain at their import.
Yeah, I saw that. It's a big call. Big call, but he must have a pretty strong presence in that locker room. But touching on what you said, they don't have, unless Andrews is the answer, they don't quite have that player that's going to drop 30, 40 like.
No, they certainly don't. Cambo's just dropped out again. He's dropping 30 or 40 times in a night at the moment. So we get late in this quarter, 52-44. Brown. Can't quite get it to go. Nice rebounding there. Good follow-up from Malik Lewis. That's some nice basketball to get the deficit back to 6 inside 30 seconds. But, yeah, it's certainly going to be interesting for them. Andrews is going to step straight in there. But you're going to need some big showings from him. And obviously Marcus Lee's going to need to fill the big shoes of Wardenberg. He's probably going to be the man that's going to step up as the centre. A bit light on big bodies. 17 seconds on the clock here in the second quarter. United should have the last possession here to go to the half. Illy gives off. Walker tries a 3. South East Melbourne fumble possession. Malik Lewis doesn't like that. And at 1.4 seconds on the clock, Melbourne United will have an inbound at the offensive end. Interesting to see what they can come up with here. What can they conjure? Hi, Newy Jets Football. Good to see you in the chat. 6-point ball game. 2.2 on the clock. Clock's been adjusted. If they come up with here for an inbound play, not a lot at all. Coppins is going to take it out of bounds. I'm not sure what he's appealing for here. Oh, that's Foxwell. Sorry. .5 on the clock. Josh King again in his super animated way, waving his hands, marshalling the troops. 1 second. It's just been adjusted back again. 1 second on the clock. That's going to have to be catch and shoot here. If they can find a man. Get the shot away. No good. Margin remains at 6 at half time. Melbourne United leading, looking to make it 3-0 to start the season. One of the championship favourites, and you can see why with the display they've put in here. Both teams will head back to the locker room. We might take a short break here on the Christmas First Show. We'll rejoin you shortly with the second half of this game, and we'll have a bit more of a look ahead to the rest of round 2 when we get the gents back. There we go. Now we're cooking with gas. Just need to... Okay, we're back on. And switch that over to... There we go. Well, Cambo, there's, as I was saying before the half, as Melbourne United gets another bucket there to go back to 10 in front. There's some cracking games later this weekend. We're talking Cairns, Brisbane before, but that then goes into a big game for New Zealand and Perth, both winless, mate, over in New Zealand.
Over in New Zealand, that's it. Yeah, that win is.
Yeah, we're losing you, mate. There's some real challenges with your connection, I think. Curious in the house. One of the part owners of the Phoenix. Shay Illy goes coast to coast and gets another bucket to put the lead back to 10. And then one, have we? We're going to say the bucket didn't count. This was a travel. Melbourne United just toying with them a little bit at the moment. Walker shoots a three, finds the front of the rim, but again, good rebounding. Illy trying to run through Doyle on the point. Doyle from deep. Again, finds the front of the rim. Foxwell up for the rebound. Hunter tries to set a very high, almost mid-court screen. It's an odd one. There we go. And get one back. Back to 4 points all of a sudden. Back-to-back buckets for the Phoenix. And Illy charging down court. Going to draw a foul for a block. Oh. They're not done yet, Phoenix, but you just feel that every time they make a little bit of a charge that Melbourne United have an answer for them. What can they do here? Foxwell, a little no-look pass, but Daniel Foster was just on the baseline when he tried to reel it in. That'll be a turnover. Certainly in the balance here, midway through this third quarter. Melbourne United with the inbound through Walker. Swings it across now. Just trying to work things free. Daniels and Walker. Laney set the screen. Walker just goes himself and gets another 2 for them. You're back with us, Cambo. Maybe.
I think so. I think I've maybe sorted it. Never trust a plumber with
Benjamin
a computer.
Dunn back as well. No, well, this is true. Water and electronics don't mix. We know this.
No, give me a spanner and a screwdriver, and I'll be right. 56-54. Tell you what, that's an impressive effort for SEM to claw back.
They've done well. They're still not quite convincing though. No. Dunny came and went. Anyway.
It's been scrappy from both sides, but a win's a win for whatever team gets out on top.
We'll certainly take that. That is for certain.
Maybe that's what Milton Doyle likes. He just likes to keep it competitive so he can hit the match winner. You never know.
Just wants to be the victor of everything.
So what were other games we had? We had the New Zealand game, New Zealand Perth. That was a great one.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. What else we got there? Hang on, I'll bring these back up. I had them a moment ago. Maybe. Bloody ads on the NBL site making it hard to figure it out. Also, the Kings are hosting Cairns. I think that's their first home game for the season as well. That might be on Sunday from memory. Saturday night, you've got Illawarra hosting the Jack Jumpers. Interesting first look at Illawarra. Their new signings, as we said, what will they look like without Trey Kell? Dave Hickey leading the charge. Jafal McGee on deck for them, and the Jack Jumpers. They lost that first one in a tight one. What can Bryce Hamilton do? Taipans will have their second hit out of the weekend, so they play Friday night lights tomorrow night at Cairns, and Sunday afternoon 2:30 prime time up against the Kings. Looking forward to that one as a Kings fan, seeing what we'll see from our Sydney Kings in their first competition game in the NBL. And speaking of first competition games, what about this? The round at L out 4:30 Eastern time. Adelaide taking on Brisbane to close out the round. That will be an absolute cracker. Some really good games this weekend. Some key matchups. We're really starting to get a taste for this, and looking forward to pulling it all apart. Deep three. Oh, what about that? Tanner Krebs. South East Melbourne closed within a point, and then Krebs goes bang. Melbourne United 9 from 15 from outside the arc. 60% shooting and a miss for Phoenix. Krebs he was almost a metre outside the arc. That was downtown. That was some good basketball from Tanner Krebs. Open it back up. Nathan Campbell's back again. 5th time's the charm. How you travelling there, mate? I cannot hear you. You might be on mute, my friend. Sabi at the line gets one. Brings it back to a 3-point game. Just past midway in the third here. feel like they're within touching distance, but it's almost like they're just warming them up and giving a little tease at the moment. Melbourne United, every time South East Melbourne get a little bit closer, they just run away again. But time will tell. Still 1.5 quarters to go. It's a little backcourt violation there against Finn Delaney. CG43 looking a bit frustrated. Let us know if you're tuning in the comments. Are you there? Say hello, sing out. Get involved in the chat. Let us know if you're watching along as well, what you're thinking, what's happening. Tied up now, 62 all. Here we go. Here's game on. Let us know what games you're excited to look at. As we said, Sunday, Kings and Adelaide in action for the first games of their season. Kings host Cairns Taipans. Adelaide a big clash up against Brisbane Bullets. See Bryce Cotton for his first NBL shoot around in 36ers colours. That'll be a sellout, surely, at the Adelaide Entertainment Centre. They're getting big turnouts. Of course, the Breakers, as we said, they'll host Perth Saturday evening. Illawarra host Tasmania Saturday night. Friday night, we've got Cairns and Brisbane. Lots to pick from in round 2. As ESPN are scraping the barrel, they've had to go and resort to talking to LeVar Ball and continuing to give him some free advertising. Who knows? Absolutely anyone's guess why you would be talking to LeVar Ball. But anyway, you take what you can get. If you want to come on the Chris McPherson Show, leave and have him here. Don't forget, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe down below. Of course, keep up to date with everything that we do on a daily doses around the grounds, all the other episodes that we get rocking and rolling. By subscribing on the YouTube, you can follow us on our social media channels too, at the Chris Mac Show on X, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok even. We're everywhere. Nathan Sobey gets a 3 and gives the Phoenix the lead. It's like they heard me say that they were getting teased and they decided they didn't want to be. They wanted a full stroking. Wide here. Doyle with a shot. Can't get the 3 to go. Maldonado punches it out of bounds. Nathan Sobey just going back to that last 3, just left him wide open. You can't give him looks like that. He'll make you pay every time. That was some inventive shooting, I think you could be fair to say, from Tanner Krebs. It's been fouled, though, so we'll go to the line. 65, 62, 3.5 to go in the third. Sobey doing all the work at the moment. Gets another 2. He's absolutely grabbed this by the scruff for the neck. They lead by 3 with 3 to go in the third. It's 3s everywhere. Nathan Sobey, 23 points. He's taking South East Melbourne on his back. Company here. Dogs come in for a look at the basketball. Frank's all about it. Oh, my goodness. He is on a heater, Nathan Sobey. Drains a 3, gives him a 4-point lead. Straight down the other end. Shay Illy, and he lets everyone know about it. 68-70. United trail. Phoenix starting to run hot. Maldonado tries to do it all himself. Manages to get himself squared away. Here we go. Nathan Campbell. He fixed something.
Eighth time's the charm. Let's see. Don't hold a breath.
All right, well, mate, Nathan Sobey's on an absolute heater at the moment.
Yeah, some big shots. Big shots from just before to take the lead. Is that the first lead ever? Is that the first time this game they've had the lead? I think it'd be close.
First quarter just when the food, yeah. Three from 51.
Oh.
Second half. Broken. Cambo gives a lead back. How good's that? Don't. 1 point ball game, 90 seconds to go in this third quarter.
Do we need to do anything? I didn't like sign in with an email or anything. Get on it, girl. Is it working?
Oh, you got me.
I've got you there, Ben Dunn. Hello. Let's have a look. What's going on here? We just need to change some things around.
Sorry,
You
mate.
swung around the wrong way. I don't know what's going on there.
I can flip it back up so it's normal.
Yeah, that might. There we go.
It'll work for me. All right, is that better?
It will be. Yeah, I'm bringing you up on the screen in a moment.
Got me side on this time though.
That's all right. It's your good side, so that's all that matters. And he's game on here.
Sobey.
Yeah, he went on a bit of a heater there. We're just saying with Cambo, he's sort of.
Yeah, I was having all sorts of issues, and then it wouldn't let me connect to Foxtel and the stream at the same time for some reason. Like, I don't know. It was weird. I haven't had that issue before.
I'm not sure now. I'm trying to get you back in frame is my biggest challenge. Is that not?
I've still got about a metre if you need me to go back.
No. Oh, that's not what I wanted to move.
We'll come closer. I can do some things.
Trying to work out where you are.
Whatever you need.
Let's try. No, it's just trying to reframe the windows. It's always the fun bit. Let's 0. Let's see where you're down there. So. I was just saying, just before they went on this bit of a run, it just feels like they were just sort of almost teasing South East Melbourne, and then South East Melbourne all of a sudden made a point of it, but they're back at it again.
Yeah, but when I sort of tuned back in, while I was sort of trying to get everything sorted to get back in to the stream, it was Melbourne was up, and they were sort of talking about how South East Melbourne needed to make a run, or they were going to get blown out. Next thing, bang, 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 and they took the lead. It was crazy, frenetic. Oh yeah, that's definitely touched. He's right there. But they need to keep it at 5 going into the last quarter.
Yeah, they need to keep in striking distance, don't they? So
I can't afford to let this go. They did it. It was good D.
it's going to have to do for today. Let's do that. There we go. We got you and I back. We'll see if Cambo. What happened there? $75-70 at 3/4 time. Of course, it is NBL rookie round, isn't it? Not quite sure exactly what that means, but we're just shouting out the youngsters, I suppose.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm talking with Cambo before intermittently around his reception issues, and I was just saying some of these games this weekend, obviously Cairns, Brisbane, that's a big game for both those sides. Brisbane going up there, New Zealand, Perth, both chasing their first win over in New Zealand. Illawarra will get our first look against them, up against the Jackies. Then Sydney against Cairns. Sydney will be happy with that as a starter. But Adelaide, Brisbane to close out the round, that could be, Brisbane could be coming in that 2-0. Adelaide will likely, you'd think, be heading into that, with some momentum, a big crowd behind them. That's going to be a big way to finish Sunday.
Yeah, absolutely. That's crazy. To have those sorts of what's feeling like high caliber, meaningful games this early in the season is pretty, pretty up there. Not sort of something that I guess we're used to sort of seeing with the NBL. So it's good to see. But yeah, look, there's meaningful games already. I'm all for it. Bring it on. But yeah, you're
100%.
right. Big stakes, and it is sort of still, despite a couple of the results, feeling like the sort of season where you don't want those games to get away from you and to let other teams get on a run like that, because some of them are going to be really hard to chase down. So I think every win, or conversely every loss, is going to be pretty crucial this season. So if you're wanting to make that sort of top 4, top 6, you've got to capitalize when you can and make sure you get those easy wins. Not that there are any easy wins this year, but
didn't Damon Lowry say that the team was going to finish last with 50%?
50%.
So based on that, that means that someone's going to finish first with 50% as well. That would be wild.
Yeah, could be interesting. For and against is going to mean a lot.
Yeah, look, I don't think Lowry's maths was his strong suit growing up. Maybe. So
I'm just trying to get it. Here we go. Regular. Here we go.
Well, we might have Cambo back here. Look out.
Here we go. Everyone's back on deck.
Maybe
we can hear you.
Cairns at $2.70. Sorry, I don't know if we're allowed to keep gambling on this, but
Yeah.
if you're out there, sports bet, get at us. Cairns at $2.70 at home against Brisbane. That is juicy odds.
Yeah, I think they're pretty high on Brisbane, to be fair. So
still, Cairns on the bounce back at home. Queensland derby. That's tasty.
My big question, but I think we're talking when you were away, is Marcus Lee versus Tyrell Harrison. But has Marcus Lee got enough power to stop Tyrell Harrison?
Yeah, true.
There's a few questions to be asked, isn't there?
Yeah, sure.
Who did you say that the Kings also have Cairns in their first game too? Didn't
Yeah, so Cairns are home on Friday night and then down to Sydney on Sunday. Melbourne out to fly to start the 4th.
That was a big shot.
Big Milton. Big moments.
I'm just looking at some of the odds again.
Cambo's gone again.
Yeah. So New Zealand 270 at home.
Yeah.
Tassie 230 away to Illawarra. But then Cairns, I mean, they've got a busy weekend. Home.
Yeah, against the fresh Sydney side.
Yeah.
You can see why they're nearly $4 there. That'll obviously, if they beat Brisbane, that'll be like they'll be 280 all of a sudden 270, but still a big ask. Play Friday night, fly Saturday morning.
But how's the turnaround from Brisbane, Cairns into Adelaide?
It'd be a direct flight though, so it's no worse than flying to Melbourne or it's probably 45 minutes longer than to Sydney, I suppose.
That's still. It feels like a lot of travel. That's a lot of Ks.
Well, Tassie did Friday night at home into Perth on Sunday last week, so Big Milton getting up at the ring. It's back to 10 points. South East Melbourne have slept through the first minute of this fourth quarter.
I don't know what, and then a shocking option in there then. Why?
Yeah.
You never drive at 3 people. They were set, feet planted. That was a hook.
They've started slow. Each of the quarters, really.
Mm. Yeah, they're having fun. You don't want United getting comfortable and starting to have fun with it. That is not going to be good for you.
Tell you what, Fabian Krislovic likes a bit of a chat, doesn't he?
Mm. Doesn't he what?
Norton Doyle rocking the backboard at home. That's an ominous sign.
Certainly is. Dash is pretty strong, man. Like, just moving people off the block like that. Holy moly. For a young fella.
Yeah, I think he's like, I called him not last NBL 1 season, the season before, and you just see like he physically was much more aware of his strength and how to use it than other players of his age and size. Because one thing to be big, right? But like, there's so many kids that you see come through that don't realise they're big till 2 years after they've been big, or But he knows that he's got the touch. He knows that he can use the strength, and he's probably been beaten up against Dyson a lot.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, well, neither of his brothers are little, so.
Yeah, I dare say the driveway games of basketball in the Daniels household would have been fairly willing affairs.
And intense, I'm imagining, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a twin brother, so I know what we would do to each other. I can't imagine with a third one thrown into the mix.
If I knew that, we would have got him on instead.
Yeah. He's
Geordie Hunter trying to bomb threes. Jeez.
He's not as well versed in the NBL these days, given that he's only been back in the country about 10 weeks.
Time to sharpen up.
Yeah, exactly. Already got him to some NBL 1 games.
It's a good day out, isn't it? Like, if you're a basketball fan and you haven't been to the NBL 1, check it out in the off season. It's it's probably much more. Well, not probably. It is much more accessible for the average punter. Not the NBL's hard unless you're in Adelaide or Tassie, where they've got the smaller venues.
Mm. But in terms of like geographical, like unless you're in a city, it's hard to access NBL. But yeah, the NBL 1 it's terrific, and like you got so many of like the fringe guys, like you were saying before, like Dash has played half of the Melbourne United bench play, half of the Phoenix bench play. Like one of the Foxwell brothers was still running around for Elwood this year. Like,
I was going to say, well, mate, DJ was still had a few games this year, like DJ Vasiljevic. He's off. There's guys that are playing for Australia in the Asian Cup who are playing NBL 1.
Blanchfield's still running around for Illawarra. Quat's there at Sutherland. Like, there were plenty of dudes getting up and down the court. And I've probably only watched 2 full games so far of the NBL this season, and I definitely think you get more dunks in NBL 1.
Yeah, there's a bit more highlight reel. The one thing I'll say too is you get the double header with the men's and the women's, which is always cool.
Yeah.
And the women's NBL 1 is a lot closer to the WNBL than in terms of standard. Like, because 90% of the WNBL players are playing there as opposed to like 30 to 40% of the NBL players. Like, you're not getting any of the imports and stuff, whereas a lot of the WNBL imports, like Nicole Munger, obviously at Newcastle, right? Like, and she's
Alyssa
what,
Bratman,
3-time reigning
yeah.
MVP for NBL 1 East. That's a good 3.
That was real good.
So yeah, it's I think we can start warming up the fat lady, Benny.
Yeah, I think you're right, mate. I think if they don't get a couple of stops here, it's all over. This might be a bridge too far. All good hands, Angus. Oh. Got the Kawhi bounce on that one. Very friendly roll. Gazy knows all about that. Joke.
I just love the under the breath drive by on Andrew Gaze. Time heals all wounds. Not obviously this one.
Nah.
So we got Nathan Savey, 26 points.
Oh, dash.
A few rebounds going down. It's just how do you like it, isn't it? That hurts.
Yeah.
So it's been a one-man show for Phoenix from Sobey, really. Like, I think the only other person in double digits.
Oh, Sobey, that was terrible.
John Brown is up to 12, but then you have a look at the Melbourne United. My computer wants to cooperate. And you've got 4 players in double digits, 5 players in double digits for them. Walker, Doyle, Illy, Krebs, and Kerslovic. It's just clinical.
Yeah, and look, watching this United side, pretty scary to think that they've got Goulding to come back.
Yeah, well, that's it. Throw CG43 into this, and you can see why a lot of good judges are suggesting that they are right in the premiership window, championship window, sorry.
He's looking pretty relaxed, like he's having a good time there, Goulding.
He wasn't looking as relaxed early on, but look at him now. He's just having a bit of a giggle, a bit of bounce.
Yeah.
He's probably sitting there just going, oh, mate, I can rest through till about January. I'll come back after Christmas. These boys have got this.
A ticket and a shiny bus here.
Yeah.
Vickerman's
Even Vickerman's just looking pretty chill, isn't he? 18-point lead, 5 minutes to go against your rivals. I mean, Phoenix had the wood on them last time around.
They just, I don't know, it's been since the start of the game. Their offense just doesn't seem like it's flowing. Like, they get down, and if they don't get that sort of first screen away action, they just really don't know what they're doing, and they're just trying to find something. Like, there's not a lot of continuity there. They don't have that real sort of set playmaker like they've had with the Waltons and stuff previously. So, yeah, there's not a lot happening. They're really missing the big fella.
Certainly are. Yeah. United at the line again.
This will take it at 20.
Again, of course, if you're tuning in, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. We're doing plenty more of these across the NBL season. We're doing some during the Big Bash as well, some live watch-alongs. A bit of company while you watch the game. 20-point lead for Melbourne United here, and I think it's going to be curtains. I can't see South East Melbourne turning this around. Take some miracle from Nathan Sobey. He's looked the only one likely.
Ugh.
Haven't seen a lot of Glover tonight.
He's out there, but no one's going with him. Like, he's trying to work, but he just seems to be dribbling the air out of the ball, to be honest. But there's no one moving. There's no one cutting. There's no off-ball action at all. Oh, there was nearly an alley-oop. That would have been good. That would have set the crowd off. A
lot of individual efforts. Even that play before, DJ Mitchell just tried to do it all himself. So you want to see Edwards getting up and about. I know it was nice, the attempt.
He's a big body, Edwards, isn't he?
He's mobile, though. Like, he can move.
Yeah, moves so well. Oh, just got a warning there. Can't touch the ball coming out of the net for those who aren't necessarily super familiar with the basketball rules. If you are an offensive player and you've scored, you've got to leave the ball. It might be the last we see of Sobey for tonight. I think Geordie Hunter's done. Looks like
I think
they're
he's put them
clearing
on
the
ice
bench
now at 22 points.
Got a bit of garbage time starting early.
So Edwards obviously aiming to try and get back to the NBA is his game plan, you'd think?
Yeah, 100%.
Yep. I think he's on a two-way. Was that last season with Minnesota?
Yeah. Oh, he's got to seal out better than that if he wants to get back there. That was awful. Had a smaller guy.
Yeah, that's not good.
Swing. Ah. So that's
But
been the problem.
Maldonado, I haven't minded what
boy.
we've seen from him tonight.
Yeah. Well, he probably could have swung that ball down to the corner then, but
Every time I say that, someone does something horrific.
yeah. Isaac Heaney sitting courtside.
Yeah, mate, it's off season, mate. Nick Kyrgios was in before.
Nick Kyrgios loves his
There's a couple of other AFL players there too with Heaney.
Oh. Free throws lucky.
They then go to the Sydney Kings and they've got Osher Gunsberg courtside. He loves it. He loves it, does Andrew G.
He does.
A couple of times I've splurged and done the courtside. He's been there.
What do they set you back?
They're a bit more now, but I think not last season before. Like we were getting second row courtside for $300.
That's all right.
When you think it includes your parking, your booze, like food, some like player meets and stuff. So yeah, I think they're much more expensive than that now. I think they're about 6 or 7.
Yeah, right.
I think front row is about 800 and something. And the best ones were the WNBL. We went along with a couple of boys a couple of times, and it was $80. And that included your parking and as much as you want to drink and eat. And like Lauren Jackson's playing, and Geordie Hunter and co were actually sitting there 2 seats along from us with Paul Smith, the owner of the Kings. Like, what a setup!
Yeah, not shabby. Oh, see that? Oh,
Walker coming off.
He's down. That was nice from Edwards. Oh, Crosby, ex-teammate of mine there. Another crosswell.
He got one in the middle stump there, Walker.
They might have. On the baby maker. His special place. It's not looking very like a happy place right now.
Big target.
That's why I never had to worry about it.
Yeah, no one's that accurate. I was the same. Edwards at the free throws. What do we got? Gets it under 20. I'll tell you what, if you had told me in the first quarter this game was going to be a 20-point margin, I would have told you were on drugs.
Go at the end of the last quarter if you told us that.
Yeah, they're just clinical, aren't they, Melbourne United?
Yeah, I think that seems to have been the difference. Like they'll get the turnover and they go down and do something with it, and then South East Melbourne come down and do something like this, where there's nothing, no one's moving, everyone's standing around waiting for something else to happen. We got a lucky shot there.
Yeah, they went on that little run that got them the lead, but they've gone cold again. Their shooting's back to 30-something%.
When they went on the run, it was Sobey hitting absolutely everything. Oh, that was nice from him.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
So when they're going up and back and they're shooting 1 of 7, and John Brown's doing stuff like that. Like, come on, man.
Well, to be fair, I was talking about Maldonado before. He has shot 1 of 7. Foxwell's 3 of 8.
Yeah, they're not.
Glover 1 of 4. DJ Mitchell 2 of 6. They're not the numbers you want.
Nah.
Then you got, role players on the other side. Kerslovic shooting 4 of 6. Tanner Krebs 3 of 5. Shea Illy 3 of 5. Milton Doyle's 7 of 14. The only person shooting basically below 50% is Bowen off 3 shots and Finn Delaney.
Tom Wilson splashes a 3 and the crowd goes,
I was going
"Wow."
to say, that is from deep. That is from deep. That brings up the ton. Raise your bat, Melbourne United.
The crowd enjoyed that one.
It's the second time they just drained one from long range tonight.
Yeah.
2 seconds on the shot clock too.
Jenna Krebs was one of those ones, like he was talked about like an NBA hopeful. He just doesn't seem to have kicked.
His ceiling seems high. He just doesn't reach it very often. I don't know.
Good junior. He seems to be one of those ones that, like, when things were easy, things came easy. But then when you got to do a bit more work, it just doesn't seem to. He's not one of those ones that sort of seems to lift and go with it, which is unfortunate because he's got all the talent in the world.
Yeah. This is just petering out. So who's your value? You're looking at those numbers before. You're looking at those other matches. Who do you like?
Like I said, I think I'm pretty keen on Cairns at home. It's always a tough trip up there to the. What do they call it? It's not the Snake Pit, but like it's tough going up there.
I think that's the thing, right? Like I'm not suggesting they should be favourites, but yeah, like it seems like a if you're talking a bit of value, like I'd have Brisbane slight favourites. We've seen one game from them, and the talk around Liberty Freeman that he might be homesick and he's not quite settling in the way he wanted to.
Yeah,
it's just absolute bricks being thrown up. This is just turning into a dog's breakfast now.
Yeah, absolutely it is. So
yeah.
I would be going Cairns tomorrow night, personally. I just like a bit of a bounce back. I think, I don't know, New Zealand at home, like they've got a team that should be up around the top 4, but to be like $1, oh, there we go, nice, Tom Wilson. Even Tassie, like I haven't jumped in and sort of checked out sort of what the line is for either of the games, but even if you want to jump on the line and get them to cover, you might be right.
Yeah, well, that's it. It's the first real look at Illawarra. They've just travelled back right from that ITC, ICB, I don't know, whatever it was, some 3-letter acronym for another. I can't keep up with them all. They've all got different names, these tournaments. So.
Yeah, but then Sydney and Adelaide on Sunday would be a tasty multi against 2 teams who are coming off a Friday night game and have had a bit of travel. I'd be taking that for your 220, 230 multi. That would be real tasty.
Not sure on your maths, but anyway, we'll let you have that. You're not a maths teacher, are you?
No, far from.
You bet $1.86 on that one.
$1.86. It'll blow out.
Take them both minus 2.5. Let them win by 3. Well, that's full time, and it's a clinical 20-point win for Melbourne United in Showdown 29. As always, make sure if you haven't already, hit subscribe down below. Big thank you for tuning in. It's been a little bit more exciting this time around, Ben Dunn. A bit more of a game, so that was nice. Than the Perth one the other night, so a little bit more to be positive about. I'm excited to see the Kings in action on Sunday. I don't think there's a bad game in any of those. If someone said, "Look, I'll give you a ticket, you can go and watch any of those," I would be more than happy to. So, mate, tune in if you aren't already on to ESPN Channel 10. I think the Sunday games are on Channel 10, right? So Sydney Cairns into Adelaide Brisbane. That's a good Sunday afternoon. Have that on Channel 10 on one TV, Channel 9 on the other. Watch the Sunday afternoon footy. Be rocking and rolling, and obviously a bit of stuff on Saturday as well. So. Looking forward to it. Ben Dunn, a big thank you to you. And, of course, we'll be dropping our NRL episode tomorrow morning, so people should stay tuned for that one on the YouTube as well.
Yes, sir. Look forward to it. Thanks for having me.
All right, well, thanks again.
Do it again.
Thank you again, everyone, for tuning in. We look forward to catching up with you again soon on the Chris McPherson Show on one of our watch-alongs, our Around the Grounds, or our daily doses. But for now, enjoy your evening, and it is Melbourne United